and squirrels and chipmunks, but they're not so cute when they're invading our gardens, eating up our plants, our bulbs, our vegetables. Dr. Evan Morse is here to help us in the fight against the wild.
Well, Robin, the real problem is wildlife like animals as much as gardeners do, but they're much better at harvesting them.
Mm-hmm.
So just like every backyard gardener contends with the weather, they must also contend with wildlife.
Right. Like your cute little friend
this
here.
This is Cadiddlehopper.
Cadiddlehopper.
And he's a male bunny rabbit. He's a lop-eared, and he's not your regular wild eastern cottontail bunny, but at least he sort of serves the role of showing what the little bunny rabbits look like.
Sure. My, what very big eyes you have, too. Okay.
Better to see you, my dear.
So rabbits come into come into our garden, and how do we, they're cute and sweet, but we just don't want them eating up our stuff. So what do we do?
Well, there's several approaches for these animal repellents. It's not only rabbits, but you have raccoons and deer and skunks and squirrels.
Is it the same for everything?
Yes and no.
Okay.
There are some universal animal repellents, but basically they fall into categories. The primary category of what we call irritants. Mm-hmm. These are things that animals find caustic and irritating to smell. Mm-hmm. Things like ammonia.
That don't hurt them.
They don't hurt them, no, but they're irritants.
All right. So you would just put ammonia out?
Household ammonia.
Uh-huh.
There's lime sulfur, dried blood. People use tobacco dust.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And where am I going to put this?
Around the perimeter.
The perimeter of anything I don't want to
spray, and you spray them onto the foliage, onto the plants.
Okay.
That's the irritant category.
Okay.
Now, the other category that's more effective, by the way, one good irritant is a homemade remedy. You can mix clove and garlic. Put it in a blender, strain off the solid part, put it in a sprayer, and spray the plants with that mixture.
Cloves and garlic. How much? Clove
and cayenne pepper.
Oh!
Yes.
Okay.
One clove and 3 teaspoons of cayenne pepper.
Okay.
Mix in a blender.
You mean one little clove like we stick in a ham? Or garlic? A bulb of garlic.
A bulb of garlic.
Okay.
3 teaspoons of cayenne pepper.
Okay.
Put it in the water. Strain off the chunks, put the mixture in a household sprayer, and spray your plants with that combination.
Okay. And that's
very,
not
very
going to hurt
effective.
the plant.
That's the most effective of the irritant category.
All right. A bulb of garlic and cayenne pepper.
3 teaspoons of cayenne pepper.
Okay.
Put it in the blender, mix it, strain off the chunks, put it in your sprayer, and spray it onto your plants.
Okay.
Excellent as far as the irritant category.
Good.
The best of it.
What's the next category?
The next category is probably a little more effective, and that's the predator urine. 100% natural. Urine from animals like fox, coyote, bobcat, wolf.
Now, this is just a wacky question, but how am I going to get that urine?
That is something you cannot acquire at home. So it has to be acquired from a commercial.
You go to the zoo. Excuse me, I'd like a few specimens, please.
Yeah. The other category.
You can buy that? Can you buy that someplace?
Yes, and that is the most effective.
And where am I going to buy that?
Nurseries, greenhouses.
I'd like some coyote urine.
Coyote urine, fox urine, absolutely.
Okay.
Now, the next category are sights and sounds, things like whirligigs, inflatable balloons, scarecrows, only moderately effective. Next would be trapping. Trapping has its limitations. It's a mixed bag as far as the trapping is concerned. But the most effective of all repellent is the fence. The fence is absolutely the best way, in fact, the only sure way to keep these animals out of the garden. And believe it or not, it's not as expensive or as difficult as you would think.
What kind of fence?
The very, very best fence is an electric fence.
Oh.
And it's only intermittent, low impedance shock.
Yeah.
And you can actually fence in a 30 by 60 garden for somewhere around $180 or so, minus the electrical. And it only costs about as much to charge it as it does for a 25-watt light bulb. So electric fence, or 3-strand electric fence, that wards off all of the little
And then you can cook your vegetables before you bring them in.
Well, really? Actually causes no fire, no shock. Yeah. It's a sure way to handle this.
But if you have young children, you don't want to be doing that.
No.
All right. Well, Dr. Evan Morse, thank you very much for being with us. We also have a kitty cat from the Animal Protective League. And this would be a little boy, right? 10 weeks old. Yeah. He's already neutered?
Already neutered.
And he is at the APL, and the number there is 216-771-4616. What a handsome little fellow you are. Just ask for the local boy in the blue collar. So, are you a blue collar worker? All right. Thank you very much. And coming up on today's Morning Exchange.